Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the design team for the Not2Shabby Shop. Today I'm going to play with this month's stamp and die of the month. So I have this beautiful stamp set. It is the Little Angel stamp set, and I also have the coordinating dies. Now I have gone ahead and stamped out bunches of these images, and I've colored in quite a few of them. So I'm going to set those aside for now, and we'll color up one together in just a minute. And I am bringing in the Sparkling Christmas Wishes pattern paper. This was from the October box of the month. And so I did go ahead and pull this one in. And what I've decided to do is make my cards today using the November 2023 Sheetload of Cards sketch. Now I have gone ahead and cut out my pattern paper, my matte layers, my card bases, as well as my images and sentiments. And a real quick tip, what I did to stamp and cut my sentiments so that I made sure they were stamped and cut correctly, I cut out a template of sorts using the 3 sentiment dies, and then I laid a piece of cardstock behind there in my MISTI, and it was a blank piece, so it was behind there like this, and I aligned my stamps in the die cut portion in my MISTI, and I did a test stamping and they turned out perfect. So then from there I went ahead and die cut bunches and bunches of white cardstock using the coordinating dies. Then I used my little template here, put it in my mini MISTI, placed the die cut sentiments in there, and with my stamps still in my mini MISTI, I went ahead and stamped them. And that's how I got all these bunches of sentiments. That one is Sending Prayers, You're My Little Angel, and Joy to All. So those are ready for my cards. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my little template back in the back of my stamp set. So if I need more sentiments, I can do that again. So let's get started. Now I did cut out these ovals and scalloped ovals using my Gina K Designs Master Layouts 1. And I used some silver cardstock as well as some pink cardstock that I had in my stash. And for the matte layer, I'm using the silver cardstock, and then I'm kind of double matting it. So I cut some pink cardstock to go behind that. And then I'm going to use some gray card bases that I had in my stash. So as you can see, I have gone ahead and cut up all my pattern paper. And now I have all the parts and pieces ready to go. But before we put our card together, let's go ahead and color this last little image that I have in my container. And then I have these Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir brush markers that I recently purchased. So I'll be using these to color up my images. And that's what I use to color my other little angel images. Now, I will be sure to put a link to the Not2Shabby Shop in the description box below, as well as a link to where you can join the stamp and die of the month. These dies just cut beautifully. I had no issues. They gave me very clean cuts when I cut them out, including those tiny word dies. And that makes it easier to craft. Because at least for me, if I get frustrated when I am stamping or die cutting my images, I give up and I put them away and work with something else. So the fact that these stamped beautifully and cut beautifully is just a bonus for me. That allows me to enjoy my crafty time and enjoy my crafty goodies. So I'm going to play a bit of music as I finish coloring up and assembling my card.
Every time the
right, now that I've got my images all colored up, it's time to assemble our card. So here I am deciding which of the pattern papers I want to use for this little angel image. And I've decided to use the pattern paper with the pink Christmas trees, as well as the pattern paper that's pink with red polka dots. Now I am using liquid glue on these pieces because I find that it's just easier to get into those tiny corners with a liquid glue than it is with a tape runner. And then I work my way from the outer edges in. That way I can kind of ensure that I have more even line spacing between those strips of paper. And once those were attached, I go ahead and trim them off with my paper trimmer. And I'm going to go ahead and add my pink matte layer to my gray card base using my tape runner. And then I will add my card panel to that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put together my silver oval piece to the pink scalloped oval piece. And kind of test how I want to lay it out. Now on this month's Sheetload sketch, it actually calls for a circle of vellum to be put in the center, but I decided to change it up just a little, so I went with this scalloped oval and oval, and then I'm kind of just putting it off to one side of the card. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach this and attach my little angel. And I'm attaching everything pretty flat, not really much dimension here. Then from the little scraps of paper, I am following the suggestion to use them as little flags or banners to the inside of my card, which is what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab another one of those colored up images and add it to the inside of the card. Now I'm not quite done. I grabbed my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen and I'm adding a little bit of sparkle and shine to some parts of the images. So to her bow, her wings, and the poinsettia. And then I'm coming in with my white gel pen to add a few highlights here and there. And there is my completed card. Now I'm going to share the rest of the cards that I did make off camera with you. And as you can see, I colored each of our little angels a little bit differently. Their little outfits were different colors. And I just love the way they all turned out. And I have a special little guest here, my 2-year-old grandson, who wanted to say goodbye and have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching.
Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents. But it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. Last year I thought place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way.